If you're drinking water, you're drinking dinosaur.
I love it.
Do you know that?
Wait, what? Are we all drinking dinosaur pee? Joe Rogan thinks we are, and he baffled comedian Adrian Appalucci with his theory in a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience.
This is just dirty water. If you're drinking water, you're drinking dinosaur.
I love it.
Do you know that? Like all water on Earth at one point in time, if you just think statistically, the hundreds of millions of years that dinosaurs were around, all that water at some point in time was filtered out of a dinosaur's dick.
That sounds insane and not true.
I think it's true.
I don't think that's true.
While there's no evidence to prove Rogan's claim, a video uploaded by Curious Minds on YouTube claims the same, and that's probably the UFC analyst's source of information. Any hydrologists who could help us out in the comments? But while Rogan's theory may have some truth, it's certainly not a fact, like Francis Ngannou is the biggest winner in combat sports this year. The Cameroonian recently bragged about his dream boxing fight with Tyson Fury, and he will make a filthy amount of money through it, according to his manager. How much will he earn? Before we find out, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on those notifications. Thank you. Francis Ngannou is winning at life. And when he steps inside the boxing ring against Tyson Fury in October in Saudi Arabia, he'll be rich beyond one's imagination, reveals the Cameroonian's manager, Markel Martin.
Let's just say this. The bag is so big, he may actually just drop it on the way to the bank. Right? He may. Right? Like, let's just say that.
Okay.
I don't know where the haters are trying to say right now. I kind of just blocked it out. But they'll just be proven wrong again. Like, this is life changing. This is exactly what we planned and visualized. So we're happy.
While Martin didn't reveal the exact figure, he revealed that Ngannou would have had to fight multiple times in the UFC to earn the amount he's going to earn against Fury in 36 minutes or less.
Is it possible that he is making more for this one fight than all his UFC fights combined?
Oh my God. I mean, by far.
By multiples.
By multiple. Just to make, even while being champion, he would have to fight multiple times just to
be in this ballpark.
Tyson Fury recently said that Ngannou will make 10 to 50 times the money he made in his most recent MMA fight against Ciryl Gane at UFC 270, which was $700,000. Well, 10 times that is $7 million, and 50 times that is, well, you guys do the math. The good thing is, Fury has already started promoting the fight, and he took to Instagram to send a stern warning to the Predator.
Ngannou, you're getting it, you big dosser! You big stiff dosser, you get knocked out! You get knocked out, sling!
Utter nonsense is what Anthony Joshua believes this fight is.
One, I shouldn't give a it's none of my business. Really, do you know what I mean? It has no business concerning me. It pays me no business. Number two, why? And he should have been fighting for the undisputed heavyweight championship in the world. Straight up, that's nonsense. It's his fault. Three, if we're acknowledging his business, good luck to the man. Do your thing. Just right for him. What's it got to do with me? That's my 3 views on it.
Alexander Usyk, who was originally expected to face Tyson Fury in a clash for the ages, had no response when asked about Ngannou versus Fury.
What do you think about Tyson Fury fighting Francis Ngannou? Nothing. Okay.
In other boxing news, Jake Paul is extremely disappointed with how Nate Diaz is conducting himself heading into their boxing match in August. Prior to the booking of their fight, Diaz sent a number of verbal jabs the YouTube sensation's way. But since the official announcement, Diaz has been very nice and respectful towards the problem child. For instance, during their pre-fight press conference, Diaz called Paul a worthy opponent.
It was a long road, but when I was on the way out, he was doing the biggest and the best things outside for fighting and infighting, and I was glad I had a worthy opponent to make an attack on as soon as I got out.
Paul doesn't like the fact that Diaz has, quote-unquote, rolled over like a bitch.
He talked a lot more to me before we signed up to fight, so he's kind of being a bitch in that sense. And I expected more out of him, and I expected him to carry that gangster attitude and to, you know, not take my insults and all this stuff, but pretty much he's rolled over like a bitch and has been quite boring, which pisses me off.
Luckily, Diaz and Paul don't need trash talk to promote their fight, because according to the boxer, the fight is already breaking all previous records as far as ticket sales and social media engagements are concerned.
I think it's going to surprise everyone. This is the most amount of interest we've had in terms of ticket sales, live gate. We're pretty much all sold out, the highest average ticket price for any of my fights. The first time my opponent had, you know, this much traction on social media in terms of the posts he's making about it. So I think it can exceed expectations.
Not surprising, because Jake Paul is one of the most popular YouTubers in the world, and Nate Diaz is one of the most popular combat sports stars of all time. Who do you think will get his hand raised in August? Ciryl Gane has pointed out the biggest mistake he made against Jon Jones at UFC 285, where he was submitted in the first round of their vacant heavyweight title fight. Since his loss to Jones, Gane has kept a very low profile, and that's understandable since he wanted to focus on the holes in his game and fix them. Now that he's had the time to analyze his performance, he's figured out what went wrong. His mistake? Overextending and allowing Jones to duck under and take him down.
I don't know why exactly, but I can't manage my distance very well during some moments, and I did a mistake. So I was really I don't know why exactly, but yeah, it wasn't possible to manage the distance, and I did some stuff to break this atmosphere, and I did a mistake at this moment. During all the camp, Fernando Lopez told me just every time we started the training, jab uppercut. No big hand, just jab uppercut. What I did, big mistake. And he took the opportunity. And
Gane will make his return to action against Sergey Spivak at UFC Paris. Will Ciryl Gane return to the win column after a devastating loss at the hands of Jon Jones? Speaking of Jon Jones, George St. Pierre thinks Alexander Volkanovski and not Johnny Bones deserve to be the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world. Volkanovski most recently fought at UFC 290, where he decimated Yair Rodriguez to earn a third-round stoppage. He's currently undefeated at featherweight, with his recent victories coming against Max Holloway, Brian Ortega, and the Korean Zombie. The Aussie also gave lightweight champion Islam Makhachev a run for his money in their 155-pound title fight at UFC 284, with many believing he should have won. After his most recent victory, Volk is the joint #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world with Jones. But according to GSP, Volk deserves to be alone at the top of the pile.
Well, the way I see Alex Volkanovski is he's not a specialist. He's very good everywhere. And me, when I was fighting, that was my strength. I was not the best at something, but I was good everywhere. So I was able to become the perfect nemesis to my opponent. And I think he's using a similar, a similar strategy. When you fight someone, he takes always his opponent outside of his comfort zone.
So you enjoy watching him?
Oh yeah, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I love watching him. I think he's the best right now. The best, probably the best active fighter, the best pound for pound right now.
Jon Jones will put his heavyweight title on the line against Stipe Miocic at UFC 295, and many believe that will be the final fight of his career. Will Jon Jones ride into the sunset with a career-defining victory against the heavyweight GOAT? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. To stay up to date with the latest happenings in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing, please subscribe to Takedown MMA and turn on your notifications. Thank you for your continued love and support, and we'll see you in the next one.